apparently is an art. He's an art man. Going down.
Overflowing in my cup is liberal tears, ladies and gentlemen. Because right now, seconds ago, I mean, literally, we're just getting these reports in. We had to change, again, the entire show for you this morning. Right now, seconds ago, the leftists are flooding every street in America. Get your rubber dinghies out with their salty, salty lib tears. And ladies and gentlemen, what are they crying about? The First Amendment has been upheld in Congress today, and we're going to talk through what the Supreme Court actually did. We're going to talk through what it means for you and me and what a glorious day it is. The First Amendment, Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion, prohibiting the free exercise thereof, that's a big one, or abridging the freedom of speech, the press, or the right of free people to peaceably assemble, petition the government, and redress of grievances. Well, you have some issues there with January 6th, but that's not what this show is about. This show is about the free exercise thereof of religion. And that gets us to our first massive case today. Breaking the Supreme Court rules in favor of Christian designer in gay wedding website case. I want to leave out the gay wedding website stuff because what they're trying to do is they're trying to take culture war issues and agitate them against Christianity and religious people. We should reject this framing, okay? This ain't about somebody's. This ain't about who you choose to sleep with or whatever. This ain't about that. This is about the establishment clause inside of our Constitution, and are you free to practice your religion? Does the state decide which groups have rights, or do we all have rights as individuals? Muslim, Jew, Christian, atheist, tree worshiper, whatever. Do you, as an individual, have an individual conscience, and shall you be judged individually? And whew, hot, smoking damn, this Supreme Court is delivering tasty, molten treats from a piping hot oven that says, yes, you are in fact an individual. Yes, you will be judged individually by your Lord at the end of your life based on what you do. No, you should not be judged as a group. No, you should not be judged as a color of your skin, as they decided yesterday, and we did an entire show on affirmative action. Yes, you should be allowed the freedom of your conscience, the freedom of your religion, the freedom to act and to behave and to be what the founding document declared you have a right to be, which is a free man created equal by God. In this ruling, they said that a Christian who disagrees with the agenda of alphabet people that were trying to bully her into designing something for them don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. You and your conscience and your religion, it supersedes someone's demands, terroristic demands upon you to work for them. You're not a slave, is what this ruling says. And it's a 6-3 ruling, which is monster ruling, ladies and gentlemen. Secondarily, the Biden administration got punched right in the pee-pee by the Supreme Court, canceling their bailout to a bunch of deadbeat students who have student loans. There are multi-millions of them, and they got absolutely clobbered on this one, 6-3 as well. Ladies and gentlemen, Jonathan Turley talking about this ruling and what a value it is to Christians, religious people, that the Supreme Court came down on the side of common sense, religiosity, and the freedoms entitled to us in our Constitution. Turley, take it away.
It does. This is a momentous victory for free speech. I've been following this case since it was in front of the 10th Circuit, and the 10th Circuit gave a full-throated endorsement of the right of this Colorado Commission to force this website designer not only to take these contracts, but also to take down statements on her own website about her religious beliefs. Justice Gorsuch has said that that is all unconstitutional. I cannot express how important this case is. for the First Amendment. For years, many of us have argued that the court was approaching these cases wrongly. In the Masterpiece Cake Shop case that you referred to, the court took an exit ramp and actually threw him back to this commission. And that guy languished there for years, trying to defend his religious rights. Many of us have argued that these cases should not be religion clause cases, but free speech cases.
They are free speech cases. So, ladies and gentlemen, let it be known that the Supreme Court has defended free speech and defended religious liberty today, along with eradicating systemic racism from academic institutions yesterday. There's only one person that you have to thank for all of this, by the way, and we just got to pause our show to say it. We said it yesterday. If you're proud of these decisions, then you must take your hat off, hold it over your heart, and say, thanks, Trump. Thanks, Don. Thanks, man. Because these are the decisions that come as a consequence of us electing Donald Trump in 2016. There would not be a conservative majority on the court. In fact, were it not for Donald Trump, today, right now, you and I would be sitting here on this live stream, if it wasn't already censored, if we weren't already ripped offline, right, by some Orwellian government censor that the Supreme Court allowed, yeah, because that protects free speech, it stops hatred. That's what the Constitution does. The Constitution is not meant to protect you from things that hurt your feelings, okay? If we didn't have Trump as president and didn't have fighters like Mike Davis, who joined us on the show yesterday, and did not have the conservative majority on the court, then we would be facing government-mandated racism and affirmative action right now, government-forced constitutional racism, saying white people, Asian people are lesser people in our country. We would be facing total and complete totalitarianism by alphabet cultists, saying that forcing effectively every religious person to be their slave. As Jonathan Turley just said, you must work for me. You must take down your religious quotes on your website. That's what they were doing. The court, without Donald Trump, would have, this is God, by the way, saving our nation. I'm telling you. The court, without Donald Trump today, would have ruled that every religious person that walks the streets of this country has the capacity to be sued and to be forced with a chain around their neck into slave servitude that violates their religious belief. Take gay out of it. Take your sexuality, whatever, out of it. We're talking about the base violations of your religious beliefs, okay? Whether that's not eating certain meats on certain holidays, whether that's not working during Passover or using electricity or whatever. My wife, for instance, used to work at a Hasidic Jewish hospital. We're not Jewish, but that's the hospital she worked at in Baltimore, Maryland. They were like special elevators because on Saturdays you couldn't touch buttons. You couldn't use electricity, right? It was a very interesting life experience, very interesting culture that. You're talking about people that are coming through into those cultures, if you're Muslim, eating pork, right, for instance, and forcing you to eat pork. Just forcing you to violate every tenet of your religious beliefs. You are existing peacefully, practicing your religion, not hurting anyone, and somebody who disagrees with your religion can come in, grab you by the back of the head, and force feed you their doctrines that are antithetical to your relationship with God. The Supreme Court protected these monsters from doing that to you and to me. Woo! Thank you. Thank you, Mike Davis. Thank you, Donald Trump. Thank you, Neil Gorsuch. Thank you, Amy Coney Barrett. Thank you, Brett Kavanaugh. Thank you, Justice Roberts. Thank you, Alito. Thank you, Clarence Thomas. Monster rulings here. Monster rulings, okay? Oh, it has been a glorious, glorious little ride here. So here's our article. Breaking Supreme Court hands down another victory for conservatives. Conservatives have reason to celebrate another major victory. Supreme Court 6-3 decision. The First Amendment prohibits Colorado from forcing website designer to create expressive designs speaking messages with which the designer disagrees. Just go find another designer. They target Christians. They target Christians. This is the goal here, all right? Positive response from conservative commentators like Megyn Kelly. This is a huge win for free speech. Lori Smith, the web designer, did not want to be compelled by Colorado law to make a same-sex marriage website. Okay, go to another designer. Have you proved that this is the only designer in all of Colorado? I mean, again, like, can you sue Chick-fil-A for not being open on Sundays? Hold on. Can I sue Chick-fil-A for not being open on Sundays? That might be a lawsuit that I sign on to. Would you join me in that lawsuit? I want Chick-fil-A on a Sunday. They don't open on a Sunday because they're run by Christians. Okay? Although they've had some very dodgy decisions as of late, but nonetheless, that's why, historically, because the Cathy family doesn't want to be open during Sunday, which is a holy day for Christians. So can I sue them to force them to open up? Because that is annoying to me. I would like a fried chicken sandwich, please. You must now open Chick-fil-A. That's what this would open it up to. This is legitimately the line of attack that the left is taking on religion. Are you awake yet? This is a big win, says Megyn Kelly, who is herself a lawyer. The Colorado baker won 7-2 under the free exercise clause. But with this ruling was needed on free speech grounds. The state does not have the right to force you to speak in a way that aligns with its views, but deny your conscience. There are little laws in Michigan. There's a law in Michigan right now that's going to fine people and imprison them if they create an environment that could be perceived as hateful. Okay? Who do you think that's going to be targeted towards? So this is the Supreme Court effectively saying we are going to crush you like a bug. The government cannot force you to speak in a way that aligns with its views, but defy your conscience in a matter of major significance. Huge, huge, huge. I think of how many circumstances this could potentially apply to. Yeah, it's a monster ruling. Matt Walsh saying, Pride Month has been an absolute disaster for the cult. They've taken L after L after L, and now it ends with them losing in the Supreme Court. This is awesome stuff. Held! The First Amendment prohibits Colorado from forcing a website designer to create expressive designs, speaking messages with which its designer disagrees. The First Amendment protection belongs to all, not just speakers whose motives the government finds worthy. Way to go. This is, of course, that should have been the biggest headline, but this is going to make it actually to the biggest headline. This is probably the first decision was a moral decision and a constitutional decision. This decision is going to be more like inside of the electoral pocketbook of people, the gamesmanship of the Biden regime, because what the Biden administration tried to do is to say, hey, you out there, have you paid a mortgage? Have you ever taken out a loan? We're going to put you in prison if you don't pay back that loan. But we're going to carve out the dumbest possible people, the stupidest possible people, the pink-haired freakazoids who got underwater lesbian basket weaving loans from Brown University. They paid $200,000. They are now baristas. And those people who are now chatteled indentured servitudes to their loans forever because they were stupid and made stupid decisions. We are going to forgive those stupid decisions, even though those are loans that were given to them through Congress, which has the power of the purse. This is also a huge constitutional issue. And the Supreme Court absolutely nut-punched the Biden regime on this one. Supreme Court strikes down Biden $400 billion student loan forgiveness. Justices ruled president does not have the authority to cancel debt of millions in a landmark ruling. More importantly, the justices just upheld the Constitution of the United States that says that Congress has the power of the purse. 6 justices ruled that Biden should have gotten approval from Congress for the huge plan. The Congress would never do that, right? Why would Congress never do that? Because you, who has to pay a loan on your car, you who has to pay a mortgage, hey, anyone sitting there with a mortgage, anyone sitting there with a car payment, you don't get freed of your payments. But these losers who effectively, you have to understand what a cartel this is. What this is it's Biden. These student loans are just a massive cartelized payout to teachers' unions. That's all it is. This is just a investment in the communist training camps of our universities. And boy, universities are taking L after L as well on this front. These universities are little Marxist training camps, and this is a massive payout to them. The government saying that we'll effectively back these student loans. The students go there, they learn nothing of value, they get spat out with $200,000 because they're not good students anyway, and they should have never gone to college. Don't go to college. That's what this should all teach you. You should probably just not go to college. Learn a skill. Come work at my company. Learn a skill. You'll make a better living anyway. You'll be happier. You'll save 4 years of your life and not be $200,000 in debt. Nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen, the student loan fraudulence, the student loan scam is backed by government fiat in order to put billions of dollars into the coffers of our higher education system run by Marxists, unaccountable to you or me, and then the taxpayers on the dole for it. Joe Biden said, hey, I can get every kid's vote by just canceling that debt. All these little Marxists, they'll all vote for me. I can essentially buy their votes by taking a magic wand and liberating them of the sin of their stupidity. That's not how it works. That ain't how it works. And the Supreme Court just destroyed Biden in this. Jonathan Turley, again, with the call out for what the Supreme Court just did to Joe Biden and his unconstitutional loan forgiveness to try and bail out dumbass students and their communist teachers.
Yeah, this is a huge defeat for the Biden administration, politically and legally. It is only the latest such defeat and where the president has overreached on his authority. Previously, the president argued that he could use the CDC as the basis for the eviction moratorium during the pandemic, even though many of us said that he clearly lacked that authority. He went ahead and did it anyway. In fact, he admitted that by the time the courts might strike down his efforts, he could get a lot of money out the door.
We are, again, in a breaking news environment here and working as fastly and as swiftly as we possibly can to show you the extreme ownership and the glorious salty, salty tears from libs and leftists today. They are so salty. Holy smokes, did they ever self-immolate on this issue? The left self-immolated on this issue because the left couldn't keep their clap traps shut. You know, Nancy Pelosi was actually cited in the court's ruling today against the Biden regime. You know that Joe Biden straight up lied about this? Dementia's a hell of a drug, man. Straight up lied that he passed this through Congress. We have Joe Biden's lie on tape. Go.
The other piece, what we're trying to do is, you probably are aware, I've just signed a law that's being challenged by my Republican colleagues, the same people who got PPP loans for up to close to, in some cases, up to $500,000-$600,000. They have no problem with that. The individuals in Congress got those. But what we've provided for is, if you went to school, if you qualify for a Pell Grant, you qualify for you qualify for $20,000 in debt forgiveness. Secondly, if you don't have one of those loans, you just get $10,000 written off. It's passed. I got it passed by a vote or two, and it's in effect. And already a total of, I think it's now 13 million people have applied for that service.
Oh, okay. Nope. You didn't actually get it passed by Congress, Joe. In fact, the person in charge of Congress rides in on a broomstick every single day, husband swinging around a hammer back at home, drunk. Ladies and gentlemen, Nancy Pelosi, of all people, was cited by the majority opinion of the court. Oh, this is sweet, baby. Oh, this is sweet. Hold on, gotta load this one up. Boom. Can we see it? Oh, yeah. Oh, into my veins. Come on, baby. As then Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi explained, people think that the President of the United States has the power to do debt forgiveness. He does not. He can postpone, he can delay, but he does not have that power. That's an act of Congress. Oh, man, that's got a sting, baby. We have the video. Go.
People think that the President of the United States Is this more on the subject than you ever want to know? Will you let me know? People think that the President of the United States has the power for debt forgiveness. He does not. He can postpone, he can delay, but he does not have that power. That has to be an act of Congress.
Ooh, that's gotta hurt, baby. This is like your bitter ex screenshotting your texts. You said I never want to get back with you, and then they tweet the screenshots of your late night DMs. Ooh, it's gotta hurt. Nancy Pelosi is the one who's cited in the Supreme Court ruling saying that these freakish libs with their nose rings and their purple and pink hair and their smash capitalism stickers with $250,000 in loan for a humanities communism study. Oh, Nancy Pelosi is the one cited in the majority opinion saying, no, you gotta pay, baby. You gotta keep paying. Oh, it's so good.